Hello there, it's Luminosity TV. My name is Sylvia Emichetti. Welcome to the month of December. Woo! How did this happen? It's December already. This is when we always say, where did time go? It's like the year just flew by so quickly and nothing is slowing down for us to catch up. So we have to keep moving through it. Anyway, this week I was particularly focused on my health and my well-being and just being able to listen to my body, knowing when to slow down and when to fire up my engine. And over here in the UK, it's winter, and so more and more people are either down with a cold or a flu. And of course, you know, there's a new Omicron soldier in town. So it's that season where you want to take extra care of your body. And what better way to remind us than when we look at the activities of nature and learn from it. When you see all the autumn leaves, they've fallen down with ease and they're just easing their way gradually into the new season, shedding all that is old from the last season and making way for what the new season will bring. And this is how we are supposed to be as well. It's that period where we're supposed to be calm and mellow and listening more, almost like we're hibernating, waiting, full of trust, full of hope in what the new season has in store for us. Which is why it's important that we prepare ourselves so that there's a balance between the body, the mind, and the soul. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in and whether it's summer where you live, but it's imperative that we take care of our bodies and tune in to the right vibrational frequency in order for us to thrive. Speaking of tuning, the other day I woke up with musical notes in my ears, almost like I had been listening to soft music in my sleep. And somehow I found myself connecting the dots with what my body was trying to tell me, which is what I want to share with you today. Would you believe me if I said to you that your body is a musical instrument with its own special notes, its own colors, its own tones and sounds, all of which your spirit vibrates on? So we are constantly giving off melodies and tunes depending on what we are thinking, depending on what we are saying or doing, without even knowing it. You're probably wondering, Sylvia, how is my body a musical instrument? But think about it. This body is only an avatar with which the spirit is able to download its consciousness so that it can function in this part of the world. And different parts of our body are organs for a reason. That's what they call them, right? Organs, just like in a band. Each organ must work together to play the right musical notes in your body, just like a piano and a guitar coming together to make music. When you speak or you sing, you have vocal cords. There's a reason they're called chords. These chords are what you will find on musical instruments. So imagine if a piano is not properly tuned. How would it sound to your ears? It would either make beautiful music or it can be a deafening noise to anybody who's listening to it. So your body is that musical instrument with which your spirit actually sings its tune on this earth. So the question is, what's your tone like? How do you sound to the rest of us? Look at your heart. What does it do? It beats. That's what you have. You have a heartbeat. It goes di-dum, di-dum, di-dum. It has its own rhythm. If you are in a calm state, surrounded by love, it beats joyfully, like a beautiful song. But if you're in a stressful environment, let's say a lion is chasing you right now. I'm sorry for your heartbeat. It's true. It won't beat joyfully. Look at how you speak. You have a voice box. Just like in music, you can either speak life to those who are listening to you, or you can speak death. You can either speak from a low vibration that is conflicting, degrading, demoralizing, or you can speak from a high vibration that's uplifting, soothing, and complimentary. That's why for those who talk a lot, they say, don't be the mouthpiece. That's an instrument, right? We have eye sockets. Why do they call them sockets? It's the mirror to your soul. You have to make sure that your socket is plugged in and charged, fully charged, so that your soul can see the beauty in this world. If your socket doesn't work, or it's not fully charged, I don't know what the world will look like through your own eyes. You still think your body is not an instrument? We have eardrums, drums, for a reason, so that you can hear the sounds of beautiful tones coming out from the vocal cords of those around you, coming from nature, coming from the singing of the birds, the sounds of the ocean, calling out to you. You have eardrums. It's amazing, isn't it? When your mind is intact, what do they say? They say you are of sound mind. Sound. And when your mind is all over the place, they say, oh, that one is on sound. That means he's not tuned in properly. His battery is defective. When you are in love, they say, you are pulling on my heartstrings. Again, strings. It's what you find in musical instruments. So your entire body is full of organs, meaning that the body is an instrument for your spirit to play its own melody. Did you know that your spine is exactly the shape of a guitar? I'm sure you didn't know that. That's why it's called the spinal cord. It needs to be aligned. All the chords need to be aligned and tuned to the right frequency so that your neck, your hands, your limbs, all of them can work. Did you know? Do you know that you have something called the cerebellum, which is in your back brain? It's called that for a reason. Cerebellum. It's like a bell. Ding, ding, ding. It's a bell that helps you maintain your posture and your balance. But it also rings out into the world every time you create a thought form. And it echoes to all the similar thought forms. And they all join together to make even bigger music. Which is why they say that we have to be careful with our thoughts. You don't want to join in with those who are making bad rhymes. Your voice box. You have a voice box. It's a sacred box, just like the Pandora's box. If you open it and speak, you can't close it back anymore. So you've already said it. So this is why they say we have to guard our words and learn to be silent until there's the need to speak. If you rearrange the word silent, it spells out the word listen, which tells you that only when you are silent can you actually listen. Can you see that there are no accidents in creation? That you are a brilliant design, you are a work of art, and that your body has been graciously designed specifically for you by nature beings, like a fancy suit or a beautiful dress. Everything is carefully planned. We were carefully planned. So shouldn't we respect this work of art? Shouldn't we respect this musical instrument? Most of us have fallen out of tune between our body and our mind and our spirit. They've stopped playing the same tune, and now the tone is deafening. So we should ask ourselves, what sound does the world hear when I walk into the room? What melody are all of my organs playing? Can they move, or can you move to my beat because I'm making sweet music? Or are you going to find my sound repulsive, like organized noise? We have to be conscious of this, and we have to treat this body with care. When you walk around conscious of the fact that we are making beautiful music every time we think, speak, or act, wouldn't you want all of your chords to sing a melodious tune? That's why I often say to people around me, you have to even be careful with the type of music that you listen to, the words that are vibrating from them, because they can retune your own musical notes. For instance, if you listen to a heavy rap music where the rapper is spewing out derogatory words, it immediately affects your own tune. You start vibrating on that low level because your eardrums recognize it now as your new reality. And now your voice box will be humming that tune for the rest of the week. It happens all the time. But if you were listening to, say, classical music or any soft music, for instance, it makes you quieter. a lot calmer and gives you more clarity. If you listen to it before bedtime, it releases a chemical that scientists call melatonin. I'm sure you've heard of the word melatonin. Guess what that word sounds like? It makes your tone mellow, melatonin. And then you'll have a good sleep and you'll be able to vibrate a lot higher and connect with a higher source of light. I'm sure you're thinking I'm making all of this up, but think about it. Our entire body is holistic in nature. Everything must align. The body cannot function without the mind, and the mind cannot function without the spirit. If someone is generally lazy, for instance, in their mind, and they don't want to do any work, they prefer to just sit around and eat all day and do nothing. This mostly reflects on their body, and the body starts to match up with the mind. It's called letting oneself go. And that is all of their selves, emotional self, their mental self, their physical self, and their spiritual self. It affects all of it. So any mind that isn't willing to move will ultimately make the body sluggish. However, the moment they challenge their minds to change for the better or do something different, you see the body starts to change as well. And the body starts to obey the wishes of the mind. And then the spirit is happier and feels much more connected. This is not a coincidence. So just like an artist or a musician has to tune up their instrument before any performance, we have to tune up our body and our mind ready for the spirit to play. So if your body is a collection of musical instruments, please let it play. Let it play beautiful melodies that your spirit can dance to. Let it sing beautiful songs that uplifts your soul. And above all, let it align with your higher self and connect back to the original source of all light. Until next time, bye for now.